I had a question come to me um, on social media, and it's something I've seen before. I've addressed it, and the conversation revolves around men and gay men in locker rooms, in personal spaces. And is it homophobic when a guy says something like he doesn't want to be in a locker room with a gay man? I think for some guys, maybe there could be some kind of homophobia there, but I think a lot of times everything doesn't really boil down to phobia for me. As long as I treat somebody with respect and I don't do anything intentionally hateful, like call you a slur or, mistreat you or whatever else, it's not a phobia. And I think we like to take terminology in society and make it fit our definitions. For me, when it comes to homosexuality, it was just more like a religious thing, you know, no more or less than anything else as far as robbing, adultery, fornication, whatever else. You know, when I was involved in those things, I never tried to make it seem like it was right. I never pretended like the Bible didn't say what it said. So that's that. I think when it comes to comfort, men in the locker room, what people got to understand is that it's a personal space. It's a private space. Um, I wouldn't want a gay man in the locker room with me any more than I want a woman in the locker room with me. It's a private moment. And I don't want somebody in there that might possibly be looking at me in a way that I don't want to be looked at. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And I think we should stop trying to demonize men that feel that way. As long as he doesn't go out his way, like I said, to say something hateful or do something hateful, if it's just, hey, you know what? I respect the fact that yeah, you live your life how you live your life, but I don't want to do that. And the talking point I see from some people will say, well, just because they're gay don't mean that they're attracted to you. I mean, that's cool. That's cool. That's true. Just because he's gay don't mean he's attracted to me. But look here. Um, we play sports. We in this locker room. You know what I mean? It's 20, 25, 30. If you play football, it's 50, 60, 80 of us. We all in here together. I'm not saying you like every man that you see, but you like one of us. And we don't know who it is. That's uncomfortable. You're not gonna sit up there and tell me that in a locker room full of men that you don't find any one of them physically attractive. Come on, I'm not stupid. If you put me in a WNBA locker room right now, they might only have 9 or 10 women on the roster. I guarantee you, I'm gonna be physically attracted to at least two of them. At least two of them. Then you put us in the locker room, I'm gonna look. You can call it what you want. I'm gonna look. You know, I used to watch. What was it? It was called like the LFL or something like that. It started off like the lingerie football league, then they changed it to Legends. You know, I used to watch the clips. I used to watch the games sometimes. It's attractive women. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you and say that if you put me in a locker room with them women, while they changing and doing whatever else, that I ain't gonna look. I'm a man. I like women. I might not be attracted to your face. I don't have to think all of y'all is pretty, but you're gonna see some bodies that you like, and we gotta acknowledge that. You're a homosexual man, and you're here with all these men. You're gonna see some bodies that you like, and I don't think you're gonna come out and say, "Oh, I like this one right here." So it's just you want to be comfortable. You want to be comfortable when you're in a place where you're naked, taking showers, and I think we gotta respect it. You look at women. If a woman says that she's uncomfortable with men being around when she's changing clothes, nobody's gonna say that she's gay. Nobody's gonna say, "What's wrong with you? Why don't you want those men in the locker room with you?" You know, if I, as a man, say that, "Hey, I don't want these women in the locker room with me while I'm changing clothes," it's gonna be respect. They'll say, "Hey, give him his privacy." So that's the thing is that you want your privacy, and as men, we take that pretty seriously. Not saying that women don't, but I think they might be a little bit more open to it than we are. And sometimes it comes down, even with the locker room, work environments. I've been in situations where it's just guys working together. We like to goof off. We like to tell jokes. Uh, we probably say some inappropriate things, and you don't want to feel like somebody might take it the wrong way. It's almost like when you're working around women and you understand, okay, certain things I can't say because women around. Certain things that we might joke about and we might think fun is just guys being guys. And you got this gay man around. It's like, I don't know. I don't know how he gonna take that, but at the same time, it's unfamiliar. It's just unfamiliar in how to handle a situation. So when you look at these men and they feel a way about sharing private spaces with homosexual men, I think we got to honor it. I think we should listen to them. I don't think that bashing them and calling them homophobic and trying to make it seem like something's wrong with them because they respect their bodies and they want privacy. I'm gonna say, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? Because the thing is, if that man is homosexual, okay, I have to treat you like a woman now. I have to put you in the same lane that I put women. So I don't want women around when I'm changing clothes, when I'm showering, or whatever else, because I respect myself. I like my privacy, whatever. I like to be in an environment where I'm comfortable. As a man that has shared locker rooms with men and been in situations where we had group showers and all this other stuff, is already uncomfortable. I've been in situations where a bunch of all of us, we walk into this big room and it's just an open space with shower heads going all the way around. It's already awkward enough. It's already weird enough. The last thing I want to do is feel like it might be somebody in there that's looking at me during a moment that's already awkward. That's just the bottom line. And so as a society, we have to understand that. We have to allow grace for men to feel vulnerable, for men to feel, hey, that's uncomfortable. I'm not questioning your lifestyle. You do what you do. But I do not want you around me while I'm in this state. And if you think that there's something wrong with a man for saying that, then question yourself. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think there's a heterosexual man in the world that's fully heterosexual that would feel comfortable being naked and showering and changing clothes around a homosexual man. If you do feel comfortable doing those kind of things around a homosexual man, I think that you might want to have some conversations with yourself. I think you might want to go sit down and reflect on your life and do some thinking, figure out where you at. You might not be as straight as you think you are. Because I don't know any heterosexual men that want to be in the presence of a gay man or have a gay man in the presence of them while they're changing clothes. We just got to be respectful. So that's my thought on that. I don't want anybody to take it away. I know some people are going to take it away. They're going to try to say, oh, you're homophobic. And that's not what it is. I promise. Like I said, if a woman not wanting men around when she's changing clothes doesn't make her gay, and it doesn't make her heterophobic or anything else, a man saying that he's uncomfortable with another man being around him while he's in that same state, it doesn't make him anything but human. And that's how we got to look at it.
The truth does not require you to like nor accept it. It can be tough and uncomfortable, existing on its own merit, independent of your feelings and residing outside the frameworks of your mind. For some, the truth is freedom, and to others, confinement.